Have you ever seen the movie Spartacus? It is about a rebel gladiator who gets called out by the leaders, and when he stands up and says, "Okay, I'm Spartacus," a bunch of the other little gladiators, well, I guess they're big gladiators, a bunch of the other big gladiators stand up and say, "I'm Spartacus, I'm Spartacus, I'm Spartacus," to show his support, support to him, and confuse the leaders so that he couldn't be the one getting in trouble. So here comes Jones the cat. And anyway, that kind of made me distracted. Sorry. My name is MariGayle Ickes, and I am Spartacus. The name comes from my last name. It's spelled Ickes, so I spell it Spartacus a little bit different. And I am the lead dyer, only dyer, behind Spartickes Dyes. And this podcast is called Spartickes Knits, Episode 1. Thank you so much for joining me. You might recognize me. I used to have a podcast called Exchange Student in Fiberland, and it was all about how I was learning about this new world of knitting. And I don't feel like I'm that exchange student anymore. I have a good grounding about what this whole fiber world is about, and I have a lot to talk about. I pod faded. I had a lot of fun with the Exchange Student in Fiberland podcast, but it became kind of a chore to do, so then I said, no more, I'm going to stop. And now I find that I miss you all so much that I keep talking to you all in my head. So I think it's time to come back. So, as I said, this is Spartickes Knits, Episode 1. Let's get into it. I want to talk about some things that I'm working on. The first one that I'm going to show you is a scowl. It's called the Sable Scowl. So, Sable is, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I can't remember what it's about. What the letters stand for. Stash beyond life expectancy. Stash something. Stash something. It means that you have so much yarn that you can't knit through all of it. And the pattern is by Irma Galati, and she gave us a free or a discount code to use if you went to the Into the Wool retreat, which I did. And the yarn that I'm using is called Spun Right Around. It's in the graffiti colorway, and I'm actually doing this as a cowl, a knit along, with my friend Memphis Holly. She might be your friend too. She's a nice girl. She is done, and I'm not even halfway done because I kind of suck at cowls, but it's really fun to knit. We both won the yarn at the Into the Wool retreat, so we decided to do a knit along, and it's a really unique, let me show it to you. It's a really unique design because you knit it flat, you knit it flat, and then once you get to a certain point you join in the round, so that that's what makes it a cowl, because it's going to go around you instead of a scarf. And you can use any size yarn because it's got different modifications, so you can use, keep knitting until you're done with the yarn, basically. So it's really pretty, and I want to show you the stitch markers that I'm using because I love them. They remind me of all of my good friends from the retreats. Okay, let me see. I don't know if these will be backwards too or not. I guess you'll know, right? This is a girlfriend's knitting that Carolyn, called Shirley, gave to me. And this is from a whole set that Woolly Girl gave to me. And this one, can you see it? It's a little bacon from Bacon Fairy. And then this final one is from Jazzy J Knits. She handed out at the Zombie Knit Apocalypse last year. Can you see it? I'm sorry, it's not very good. I'm trying to get around the cat. I am not used to this anymore, so bear with me. I'm just a person. Okay, you can't see them. Sorry. There you go. They're really cute. It's a shrinky-dink little cow. And it is really fun. I highly, highly recommend this pattern. I have a hard time doing any kind of knitting. Oh my gosh, the cat just chewed through my yarn. Look at that, the little jerk. Oh, I guess I'll be doing a little surgery in a minute. Distraction, sorry. Anyway, I highly recommend this yarn. It's really fun to knit with, lots of fun colors, and they're just a little bit different. I told you that Holly was finished with her cowl scowl, but I actually never saw it, so she could have been lying. But she keeps telling me it's really pretty when it's done, so I'm going to keep knitting. The second thing that I'm working on is actually a pair of toe-up socks, 2 at a time, plain Jane vanilla bean. No, not vanilla bean, just vanilla, just plain. I cast on, I don't even know how many I cast on. But I did do a rounded toe, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a minute. But did rounded toe. I always do 2 at a time if I can, especially if I'm just doing a plain sock, because I am horrible about, I'm sorry if you can hear that cat. He likes to be outside and he cannot be outside. So I always do 2 at a time when I do, especially when I do a plain sock, because I don't like paying attention to how many I cast on. So I don't know how many I cast on. And these are just tube socks. A lot of times when I'm knitting, I'll take socks to the movies or something like that, and I don't want to be concerned about the heel turn. So especially for the kids, I will just put the toe on and then just knit. This is how much I have left of the yarn, which is tangled in my bag. This is how much I have of the yarn, and I'm just gonna kind of go until I don't even know how much I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna start doing ribbing, and then hopefully use the whole skein of yarn. Well, I wonder why I haven't podcasted in a while. I'm so sorry. My animals just went crazy because there was another animal outside, and apparently I don't know if that's allowed, not allowed, or if they were like, hey, come in and play with us. I don't know what they were yelling at each other about, but it was crazy. Sorry. Toe-up socks. Tube socks, so I don't have to worry about the heel because the kids grow out of it, and I like to knit at the movies and not worry about turning the heel. The sock yarn is some that I dyed myself. It is called Tootsie's Orchid Lounge. If you've ever been to Nashville, there is a bar right downtown on Broadway, and it is called Tootsie's. It is right across, like, catty corner across the road from the Ryman, and it's really famous because a lot of big famous singers used to go there and hang out. I really seriously doubt that very many people hang out there now, but they do have a really cool moonshine that I would like to try. I'm just putting that out there. So, there you go. And then the third thing that I'm working on, or the third thing I'm working on, and the last thing I'm going to actually tell you about today, it is this huge honkin' blanket. It is totally just garter stitch. I cannot get the whole thing into it. But this is a special blanket because at the Knittin' in the Mitten retreat 2 years ago, so that would have been in 2012, CJ Kopek had this whole bag full of half-knitted blanket and a bunch of yarn that she had started for her son Cal, and he didn't actually want it or like it, I don't know which, but my son loves red, so I was like, oh, I will take that and I will do it. And I actually never did it. I don't remember what size needles these are, but I didn't have any this size until maybe 3 months ago when my mom brought me these. And so I knit on it. I'm not very good at knitting on it because it's hot now, but it's just totally garter stitch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish, like, it looks like it's just one skein of each, and then at the bottom it's 2 skeins. So I'm going to finish 2 skeins of red, and I will be honest, CJ did like 90% of this blanket. I really only knit like that much. And then I still have a whole bunch more yarn left over, and I'm going to make, this one's for my son Connor, and I'm going to make a coordinating one for my daughter Kira. The yarn is Patton's Melody Quick and Cozy. It's really soft and really squishy. I don't know what you would use it for other than a blanket, because it's, you know, all wonky and funky, and I'm not really one for art yarn, or I don't know if this is considered art yarn, but normally I do not go for this kind, but it works really well in this blanket. So I only have one finished object to show you, and it is really cool. It is called Why by, let me check my notes. It's Why by Kristen Morgarty, aka Hypercloyd. And it is actually the first sock in the Tour de Sock. I have only done this sock, and I only did one of them. I am a Tour de Sock failure, dropout. Life got in my way, and I had a zombie retreat to go to, so I had things that I needed to do, right? So I didn't actually compete, but I did get all the patterns, and this pattern is beautiful. I don't have the best lighting in here, sorry, but oh my gosh, check out these cables. 5 charts. This sock is 5 charts. I'm not kidding you, 5. It's really cool because they have like a center panel. I am not a designer, and I don't understand how things work together. I just know that it was a lot of fun. It was very stressful to get it done in the time allotted, and I actually didn't get the second one done in the time allotted. I'm using, this is, you'll notice, same yarn as Kira's socks, because I got, about here, maybe about here on the second sock, and I decided I am just going to give this first sock to Bliss Yarns. It's my local yarn shop, and they carry my Spartickes Dyes yarn. So I'm just going to give them this as a shop sample, and then use the other yarn for Kira's socks, and then maybe make these again, because these socks were really, really fun. I just didn't have the time that I needed to devote to it when I needed to devote to it. But the rounded toe, this is what I said I would talk about later. This is the first time that I did the rounded toe. I'm not sure if Hypercloyd came up with it. I don't know, but it's the first time that I've done it, and I really like it. Like, it looks pretty, doesn't it? And it fits really well. And then the heel, it's called a Y heel, and the description is, it is a short row modified for a roomier fit. It's there are no, you don't have to pick up any of those with wraps. There's no wraps, and it kind of looks like a Y. Like, I don't know if you can see it very well. Looks like a Y right there. This sock heel is really awesome, really fun, fits perfectly. However, you know, if you know me at all, you know that I'm in love with the Flegel heel. And I love the Flegel heel because I don't have to think about anything. I just go. I know how I have it memorized. This one is harder. You can't, I mean, I couldn't just memorize it. However, I really think it's cool, and I'm going to use it again. So I would definitely check this out. This pattern is not available yet because it's still part of the Tour de Sock. I don't know what it's called. Okay, last thing I want to talk about this sock is the bind off. Oh my gosh, I love this bind off. had to go searching because the bind off that I usually use is in, like, I don't remember what it's called, but it's knit 2 purl 2, like it's in, I don't know what it's called, but you do it in pattern or whatever. This pattern, if you check this out, like look at the cuff, like some of them, it's not knit, it's not just ribbing. It's a bunch of different designs. So I went looking for a different bind off, and I found the Miraculous Elastic Bind Off. It is found on slipslipknit.com, and I love it. Like, it's super stretchy, so it's a lot like Jenny's super stretchy bind off, or surprisingly stretchy bind off. But I thought it was a lot of fun. So check it out. Okay, that is my only finished object. Hopefully I will have more for you later. Now I want to talk a little bit about Spartickes Dyes. As I said, I am the dyer for Spartickes Dyes. I have an update every Monday at 6 o'clock. I'm trying out something new, so I would love to hear your opinion about this. I've moved off of Etsy, and most people that I know that have moved off of Etsy have gone to the other one that I can't remember the name of right now. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's another e-commerce site, but I have, I'm going to try something out for the next month. So through July, I'm going to try my own site, my own e-commerce. I mean, I didn't make it up myself. It's totally secure, and you can pay with your credit card, PayPal, and it's safe. But it's not through Etsy, and it's not through, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it. So let me know what you think. I really like it. Like, you can, before when I had Etsy, well, I had Etsy and then I had a website, but my website wasn't blog compatible, so I had my Etsy shop, I had my blog, and then I had my website, and it was so much to keep up with. So now I have them all together. Everything is on one site, SpartickesDyes.com. You can check out the blog, you can check out the shop, you can actually shop from there, and then you can see my different colorways. So let me know what you think, because I really like it, and I want to know if it's worth it. It's, I don't know as far as cost-wise, it's a little bit more upfront pricing, but I think overall it'll be a lot cheaper. But I update every Monday at 6 o'clock. Right now, custom orders are open, so if you look on the site and you see any colorway that you would like, just email me or message me, or click on the custom order, and I can make whatever you want. The turnaround time is usually a couple weeks, so I don't always have the option of having my custom orders open, so go grab that while you can. One of the most exciting things that I want to talk about is called the Friendship is Magic Kit, and it's been really successful so far. What I do is I open up a custom order slot called Friendship is Magic, and you give me your name and you give me the name of whatever friend that you want to give it to, and I design a custom colorway just for the two of you. It's not one that I write down, so I can't repeat it, and I kind of use some ninja skills, and I go and I check it out and see what you like, see what they like, and try to, you know, combine your interests to something that you would like, and it is so fun. I have to tell you that one of my favorite parts of going to these past 2 retreats that I've been to is taking and delivering the Friendship is Magic kits in person, because I have a bag and I give it to the recipient in front of the person that bought it. So say Susan bought one and she wanted to give it to her friend Molly. I would go up to Susan and say, "Hey Susan, I'm about to give this to Molly, so make sure you're near her so you can see the reaction." And then I go up to Molly, and there's a little handwritten card that says it's specially dyed just for you and Susan, and it's not from me, it's from Susan. And the people are so excited to receive it, and it's one of the most exciting experiences. It's special for the friends, but it's also really special for me. I am not attending any more retreats soon, but I do live in Nashville. So if you're going to be at SSK, I can hand deliver your Friendship is Magic kit to you, and I would love to do it. Otherwise, they're still open, and I can totally deliver them. I have delivered some through the mail, and they're just as fun because then the people don't know where it's coming from. They just get a package in the mail, which is really fun too. So check out the Friendship is Magic kit. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the Holiday Club. If you have been following me at all, you know that I do a 3-month holiday club. And I've been picking 3 different designers for the 3-month span. And it's been really fun working with a lot of different people, and I've learned a lot, and I've had a great time. But that being said, this is the last holiday club that I will do. It is for the months of August, September, and October. I'm going to take a break for November and December, and then maybe next year I'll start up a different kind of club. But as far as holiday clubs, this is the last one. And I'm super excited about it because the people who are in it are awesome. What I do is I contact designers and I ask them, these are the months I have available. Do you want to design for us? And what holiday do you like? And go from there. The first designer is called Sparkle Punk, and she is designing some socks for us. But the holiday that she picked is really fun. It's Adopt a Mutt month, and so it's National Adopt a Mutt. So it's I don't know that the socks will have dogs on them, but the colorway that I have already designed is tends to go towards animal colors. I don't know how to say more than that without giving it away. And then for September, Boutros Babe, who's Heather of Highland Handmaids and the Fiberista Files podcast, she came up with Back to School as her holiday, which I find is funny because she used to be a teacher and she doesn't have to go back to school now, and I used to be a teacher and I don't have to go back to school either, so I guess that makes it a real big holiday for us, celebrating not going back to school. How about that? But her pattern is going to be a pencil pouch, which, what a great idea. Like, who couldn't use a pouch for... Well, a lot of people like pouches for their pencils, but I was thinking for notions. So, and then the third one is from Sadie, who's Blue Ruin from Knitter Nightmare. She's the dyer for Knitter's Nightmare, and she is the podcaster for Yarnivore. She is going to be doing Halloween, and it's going to be a shawlette, and it's going to be gorgeous, and I'm super excited. I don't know how I got such awesome people to do my club, but you need to get in on it. Only a couple more days left for early bird pricing. So early bird pricing ends July 1st. You get a little bit of a discount before then. And I think the last day to sign up is like July 20th, 21st, around there. So even if you don't get in on the early bird pricing, you can still sign up. And it's actually one of the most affordable clubs that I've ever done. It just worked out that way. So I'm super excited about it, and I hope that you will join us. And, I was going to show you. I'm totally out of it. I'm so sorry. But I was going to show you a couple of the things that will be in Monday's update. I've got 2 different themes that I'm going to be adding that they're recurring. They've been in the shop before. But Frozen is a big colorway that I've been a big series. The way that I do my yarn is I usually choose a pop culture reference, and then the colorways are inspired by those colors or by that theme. This theme is Frozen, and this yarn is called Go Kiss Hans. So you got some purple and pink and blue. It's really fun. And then the other frozen colorway I want to show off is called Little Baby Unicorn. It's got all kinds of brightness. It's got orange, yellow, green, bright pink, purple. And then the other theme, I guess you would call it, or fandom or series, is my newest series, and it's one of my favorites. It is Steel Magnolias, and this one is called Mark, Rick, or Steve. It's kind of a pastel rainbow. And then this one, which actually pairs well with Mark, Rick, or Steve, is called Blush and Bashful. All kinds of pinks, and they've got a little bit of like a peachy orange color in there and a light creamy yellowish. It's not really yellow, it's cream, I guess. So there we go. I don't want to make this, my screen froze, sorry. I don't know how to unfreeze it. Here we go. I don't want to make this into a big, I don't know what I was going to say. So there we go, shop update, and that will be Sunday or Monday night at 6 o'clock. Spartickes, SpartickesDyes.com. Thank you so much for joining me on my first episode, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye.